I recently earned a promotion at work. It was a long time coming and well deserved, if I do say so myself. And I was very proud and happy to have gotten that promotion. And well, this was on loan to me at the time from Israel Bacchus of Arcane Design, and well, I decided to make it mine. This is my gift to myself for getting promoted. Aren't I a good boy? Um, I have never had much trouble rewarding myself, even for the smallest things. This is not a small thing to me, but I just as easily would have bought this as a consolation prize if I didn't get the promotion. So there you go. Just a look into my life of justifications. Anyway, this is the Antimatter, a double-edged, perfectly symmetrical flipping dagger from Arcane Designs. Israel Bacchus is the proprietor of Arcane Designs, the designer, and a very interesting guy. I recently interviewed him. It's definitely a good interview. Check him out. He's an interesting dude. He's got some very interesting approaches to designing knives and his philosophy behind knives and where he gets his inspiration. And for my part, I very much like his knife designs, but this one, when I saw this, I just about, well, my jaw just about hit the ground. Now, this is a collaboration with Felix Archibec. I think that's how you pronounce his name, maybe Archibecke. I'm not sure, of something Obscene Company, who also designs really cool knives. And so they got together to come up with this folding dagger. I think the way it went is Israel was looking for advice on how to create this thing. He had the idea in mind, and he went to Felix, and as many in the knife industry are, Felix was totally cool, and they got together, and he shared information and his knowledge, and well, they collaborated, and this is what came out. It comes in a really cool pouch here that I wanted to show off. This is the Something Obscene Company logo. You'll see they do clips sometimes that have that lightning on it. And then this is the Arcane Design logo. So it came in this cool little foam pouch with a birth card and a nice branded cloth, but also this little area cut out for your knife to nestle in perfectly for those business trips when you have to bring your folding dagger. Now, I love this thing, and actually that looks kind of like it's reminiscent of a vampire in a coffin. And that might be something that Israel was thinking about. He is definitely inspired by science fiction and classic horror. And, well, you can see that in this pocket clip. Doesn't that look like some sort of a electric thing that might be in a mad scientist's lab that would attract lightning and perhaps infuse a corpse with life or something like that? Got some fabric under there. Okay, so what is this? I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place because I'm so excited by this knife. This is a 3.5-inch dagger ground blade. Both of those edges are sharp, very sharp, and it's built by Reate knives. You ever hear of them? They make a fantastic knife. So you have a design that you love from one up and coming or just recently arrived, and another luminary of the knife world. You get a design that you really like. You want to have it produced. Who you're going to have it made by? A very, very, very short list of companies in the United States could accommodate you. I'm not sure how that would be in terms of cost. And then a couple of Chinese companies would accommodate you, a number of them. And the one that you want is Reate. And, well, this is what they got for this. And I shouldn't say the one that you want, because We makes awesome knives, Bestech makes awesome knives, Reich makes awesome knives, etc., etc. But I have a special fondness for Reate. So I'm very happy with that choice. I know the other companies could probably have done a great, awesome job too, but this thing is, it's just otherworldly. The thing that really gets me about this is the symmetry. This is one of 3 knives that I can think of that have this sort of perfect symmetry in a folder, in a flipper, that has a double-edged blade with both edges sharp, all housed in a handle that isn't awkwardly wide. That's this, the Hinderer dagger, flipping dagger, that's called the Maximus, I think, and the Sharp by Design Arch Nemesis. 3 folding daggers that are perfectly symmetrical. And the Sharp by Design is out of reach. That is a, if you have one, you're a lucky person. And if he ever makes them again and you get one of those, you're still going to be a lucky person. So they're not very easy to get, and they're quite expensive. But by the way, you can see a video of that knife right here on this channel. It was loaned to me from Alex's knife box, and what an incredible piece of work that is. The other is the Hinderer, which I really would love to get, but I will not get that knife until they do until they make the tri-way version of it, the Maximus. So I was so happy to have scored this. I thought that these were all sold out, but if you go to the Arcane Design website, you can buy them there. In this M390 that's polished, that's a nice machine satin from, not polished, machine satin from Reate. They do a great machine satin. This is M390 blade steel, titanium, anodized black, tumbled black, and then you have that bronze and that bronze on the clip. Whoops, sorry about that. You can also get it with a black blade, a bronze handle with black accents, and then you can get all black where everything, and I really struggled with what I wanted, because the one that has the bronze handle and the black blade looks amazing. I mean, it looks amazing, but I didn't want to miss one of those grind lines. And I know that when you put a coating on there, a lot of that dies away, and I love that look. So for my first Antimatter, I decided to get the one with the satin blade. Wonderful action on this, and you know what? I didn't ask Israel, and I haven't taken this apart, but in looking at it, those look like phosphor bronze washers. Do they not? But I mean, it works. It feels more like a bearings knife. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the bearings are up in there and those are washers, that those 2 bronze washers are there to protect the bearings and keep gunk out of there, or if this is just an incredibly smooth out of the box phosphor bronze washer knife. So as it is double-edged, you do want to be careful when you're closing it, not to touch the back of the blade in the standard ways. So this is where that smooth action is actually quite important, because you can get it to just close that way, just by shaking it closed. That's what I do. Shake it closed. And then double check, because sometimes you'll shake a knife closed and it kind of bounces off the stop pin. So just make sure that it hasn't bounced out to that position. You'll be in a world of hurt. This is also really excellent. Here, let's talk about the ergonomics for a second. If you watch Jim Skelton's video, he talks about how he finds this uncomfortable. It might be like if you use this to do feather sticks and do a lot of like woodworking around the campfire. Of course, you're not going to be doing that. This is not that kind of a knife. But I don't find it just in, I have used it to open up packages and such, and I haven't found it uncomfortable at all for the small amount of use. This is kind of a small amount of use at a time knife. But if you want to look at it, ergonomically, in this saber grip position, it's incredibly locked in and comfortable. your thumb pushes in there, your forefinger pushes in there, and then you have this nice jimping here on the back of the quillions from the flipping action of this, and it locks you in really nice, really nicely, I should say. And then also in reverse grip, it is quite excellent. Fills the hand. You know, it's a somewhat broad handle because it has to accommodate this somewhat broad blade, but fills the hand. And this point here, you'd think that might be uncomfortable, but it's very comfortable for capping with your thumb. So if you needed to use this knife in this hand position, you could cap the end with your thumb, and it's quite comfortable like that. So let me show you this with a couple of other knives that kind of jump to mind. I don't have too many because this is a very unique thing, this flipping dagger. First, for size comparison, I'll show it with a Paramilitary 2. Kind of the same neighborhood, kind of. This is a cooler neighborhood, though. And then here it is with a small Ritter Hogue RSK1, which is the size of a mini Griptilian, basically. So 3-inch, 3.5-inch. And now let me show it with some knives that are somewhat apropos. First of all, it's not a folding, but an automatic and out the front dagger that begs comparison to this is the Ultratech. This one, as you can see, is in that luscious serrations on the back and straight edge on the front. Really nice. Again, this is one of the few formats we'll see double-edged knives in pocket knives, because the entire thing is housed inside that handle, and you're not going to be cutting yourself. So that's the Ultratech from Microtech. Here it is with my only other Reate. This is the K2, and I absolutely love this knife. They do such a beautiful job on the ano, this bronze anodizing. The sculpting and milling in this handle is just beautiful. Look, it reminds me a little bit of a dragon or something. Back here, the ergonomics on this are incredible. Back here, that jimping, if you have it in reverse grip, so perfect. I just think Reate knives are beautifully built, and for their in-house designs, just, I mean, that's gorgeous. Look at that. So it was those grind lines that inspired me to end up getting this Antimatter. Gorgeous. All right, a couple other knives in the same area here's a Wee knife, and by the same area I mean fantastically made Chinese or fantastically made American designs made by awesome Chinese companies. Of course, this is an exception. This is the Off-Grid Knives Scorpion, produced by Wee Knives. And again, Wee Knives is incredible at making knives also. This has the vibe of to me, it has a bit of a more utilitarian vibe than this, but it has that same sort of stone-washed dark look that I really like. And it's a Wee knife, so kind of in that same manufacturing canon. All right, last one, Bestech. This is the malware designed by Terrell Todd and his brother Seth. You know him as, you know Terrell as Zelric42 on YouTube. Great knife, very cool design, produced by Bestech, and just, man, they make some great, they're great at making knives also. So this is kind of how I place these. I can categorize it as a dagger with this, and then also categorize it as a really high-end Chinese OEM with these. Now, the last two knives I want to show with this are not at all in this category, except for blade shape. As you may or may not know, that doesn't make sense. As you may know, I have been in a little bit of a dagger phase lately, and I've gotten two fixed blade daggers recently that I'm over the moon about. So I'll show them here. This is the Spartan Harzy dagger. That's a 6-inch double-edged blade. And let's see, we'll put that there. So, you know, you can see the theme. Lately, I've just been loving these daggers, man. This is just such a clean and wicked little 6-inch little bit of security on the battlefield, huh? I mean, you should listen to my interview with Bill Harzy when he talks about how stories he's heard from some of the military special forces guys who carry his knives all the time. It's pretty sobering, to say the least, but interesting, because there is a reason for making this kind of knife. This isn't just Mall Ninja cool, or you know, suburban dad with a little extra cash to spend cool. This is a real weapon, a real tool used by real people who really need it. And well, the stories are interesting. So yeah, daggers, daggers, daggers. One more, and then I will let you go. It's been 16 minutes already. There you go. It's the Randall-made number 2-7, meaning 7-inch blade, model 2, which is the Fighting Stiletto. Just an absolutely astoundingly beautiful dagger. This is in their carbon steel. Super sharp. I mean, listen. So same lineage in a way. I mean, I look at this super modern knife made with very modern manufacturing techniques, using modern materials, super steel, titanium. It has a very futuristic look, futuristic and old-fashioned look at the same time. And I see a direct connection throughout history of all of those beautiful daggers and double-edged blades, culminating right here, you know, and hopefully it continues on. I want to see more makers, and not just high-end custom makers. I want to see more production companies making daggers. Okay, I know they can't sell them everywhere, but come on, man, make a dagger. I used to make daggers when I was in Senate. All right, well, this has been my my look at this antimatter. Really, check out Israel Bacchus and Arcane Design. His work is outstanding and aggressive and cool and beautiful and well thought out. So definitely check it out. Well, thanks for checking out my Arcane Design Antimatter. Have a lovely one.